Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Man Cave Meals. Today we're going to fire up our Kamado Joe Classic, and I have a beautiful bone-in prime rib roast. It's been provided to us by Matt over at Matador Prime Steaks. So let's get started. We're going to get this party started by making a baste or a paste, a seasoning paste to go on this roast. And I'm going to start out in a small mixing bowl here. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of rough or coarsely ground kosher salt, and I'm going to follow that with 1 tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper, 2 teaspoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, and I've got about 4 cloves of freshly minced garlic that I ran through my microplane grater. And what I'm going to do is just going to put in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil here. I'm not really going to measure that, but I'm going to get my whisk out and combine that until I get a paste that I'm kind of happy with the consistency of. That's almost enough. I'm going to add just a little bit more of this extra virgin olive oil to that. I'm going to mix that up, and we're just going to let this kind of sit and let these flavors meld while we bring our grill up to temperature and get this roast ready to cook. Okay, I'm going to get the grill going here. I've lit a fire in the center of the firebox of my Kamado Joe Classic, and I've taken one chunk, 1 fist-sized chunk of cherry wood, and I've used my hatchet to cut it into 4 or 5 small pieces here that we're going to place around the top of the firebox here to get a little bit of smoke going for this cook. And we're going to set up for indirect cooking today. I'm going to put both halves of the heat deflector in the low position on this grill, and I'm going to put both halves of the grill grate, and we're going to let this grill come up to about 250 degrees or so. Okay, and now I'm going to take a minute here to introduce you to the star of our show. This is a beautiful 6-pound 2-bone prime rib roast from Matador Prime Steak. This is a choice Angus beef or certified Angus beef roast. It is not prime grade. Prime rib, when it says prime rib, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a prime grade roast, but you can look at the marbling on this cut. This is beautiful. It's as good as most of the primes I've ever seen. So we're gonna have a good cook with this today. These are available from Matador Prime Steaks in 6-pound, 9-pound, and 12-pound. And they are cut. The bone has been cut here, and then they've tied it back together so you can cook it with the bone on and then easily remove the bone when it's time to serve this. So we're going to rub this guy down with this paste that we made. I'm going to smear this all over the entire surface of this steak. And I'm going to let that rest here just like that until our grill's up to temperature, and then we'll take that outside and put it on. Okay guys, our grill's up to temperature, and we got a nice bit of this cherry wood smoke rolling here. So I'm going to take this roast and we're going to put it right here on the grill, right in the middle, bone side down, which is going to be fat cap up here. So we're going to cook that. I'm going to cook it 250 degrees, and I'm guessing it's going to take around 4 hours. I'm going to put a temperature probe in here so we can kind of keep up with what's going on, and we'll be back a little bit later to have a look at this bad boy. Okay guys, we've been going just shy of 3 hours here, and the temperature in the center of our roast is about 122 or 123, right where I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the grill down. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to double wrap it in foil, and I'm going to let it rest for a bit before we look at it again. Okay guys, I've rested this thing and I've taken the twine and the bone off of it. Let's cut right down through the middle of this and see what it looks like on the inside. It feels good. Oh yeah. Have a look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. That's a perfect medium rare cook. So now we're going to slice this thing up and have some dinner. So guys, there you have it. A beautiful, easy prime rib cook. 250 degrees, you ride it out till you get up to 120 to 125, and then you let that guy rest for 20-30 minutes. perfect medium rare. This one, the seasoning rub paste that we put on the outside of that had a beautiful flavor. Really another easy thing to do, so give this a try. Check out these steaks and roasts like this from Matador Prime Steak. I'm going to give you a link here on the screen and a discount code for 10% off your first order if you want to give them a try. Tell them we sent you from the Man Cave. Till next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.